Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Your host, Raven here, bringing you some Neverwinter action. I was having some issues with the sound quality of my videos. Just for some reason, the sound would be really lagging the actual video, so that was kind of bad. But the last couple of videos I recorded, they've been in high quality. I've had my graphical settings, turned to the max. They're on high, as you can see, the greater detail. And I'm gonna do Kessel's Retreat. It's an awesome new skirmish they came up with. It goes with the new Icewind Dale content. It's very tough. The enemies are tough, but right now you're rolling with a group of experts, and we're gonna make it look easy. But when you first get here, it's very tough, because just because you have enough of the black ice armor or the black ice defense to get inside Kessel's Retreat doesn't mean you have enough to withstand, too many good hits from the enemies. And the enemies are very strong. So anyways, you see lots of chaos, lots of ice action going on. Lots of good teamwork. You have two control witches, a cleric, a trickster rogue, and a great weapon fighter, which is a very good combo. I mean, that's one of the best teams you can have. You have your healing. You have enemy control, crowd control, you have double crowd control, you have a great weapon fighter for bringing down the big guys, and you have a trickster rogue who also can bring down the big guys. So makes for a real good deal there. So anyway, loot rolls filling up the screen, because that's just how they do it in Neverwinter. And this part here, everybody always skips. There's a long bridge with some enemies on the side that I've never seen anybody aggro those guys yet. I know it's the first time for everything, and everybody makes mistakes. But even my first time, I saw what the other people were doing, going around them, so I did it too, So I've never made the mistake of aggroing those guys. I've never seen anybody do that. So anyway, second major fight inside this gate. Lots of dudes here. I'm tempted to use my gravity well, but I decided not to. And I did decide to, because there's a lot of guys right there, and two of them are spellcasters. That's one. Yeah, if you see the guys with the stage, they cast spells, and also they do this annoying thing where they can power up the enemies, like make the enemies invincible, make them immune to control effects and stuns, while also giving them an increase in damage and increase in defense and health. So you definitely have to take out magic casters first. So anyway, roll need on all the good stuff, roll greed or pass on all the crappy stuff. It's better not to pick up the green stuff at all, because most people pass on it. It's just a kind of a nuisance. So anyway, let's go inside part 3, which right here, it's good to have a great weapon fighter and trickster rogue, because those giants are immune to control effects. And whenever you have monsters that are immune to control, it makes a very difficult situation for the other players. So it's good to have classes who are good at single target damage. They can take, can do a lot of damage quickly on, kind of beefier targets. But anyway, we're all working together just to knock this guy out. You can see everybody's wearing some version of black ice armor, either purified or corrupted, because you need it to get in here. Mine is green because I dyed mine green. Others, if you see the guy right next to me, he has like a regular cloak on. You can't even tell he's wearing black ice armor. So anyway, if you go through a campfire, it always gives you +1 on stats for temporarily, which is always a good boost. And the boom lasts a long time, so it's always good to do that. So string up this bear, put down an ice field. Those bears are really annoying. Those guys that throw the spears are very powerful, so it's really good to make sure they're either frozen or controlled some kind of way, because those guys can take a lot of health. I mean, an insane amount of health out with a spear toss. So we collect that. As you can see, other teammates are leaving the green stuff on the ground. I mean, this one's a little minor skirmish right here. These guys shouldn't even come out. Like, they're so small compared to the other creatures you have to face in this one. It's unbelievable. So anyway, make a quick work of them. Time to chill over. Around the corner, we got another group of bear riding guys. And I always have to put out that gravity well. You have to make sure you save your dailies for when you need it, because as a control wizard, the team counts on you to have, you know, things in store for like large groups of enemies. So whenever, you know, they round a corner or there's a boss fight or something, and a ton of guys start pouring out, you know, that's when the group is like, hey, you know, control wizard, you better have something in your sleeve. It doesn't have to be gravity. It could be some, you know, there's fire mages, there's people, you can use ice. So there's different ways to skin the cat. Just make sure you're able to skin the cat. That's what everybody counts on you to do as a control wizard. So anyway, another group of spirit riding bears, which makes for good fighting because they're tough, they're hardy, and as your gear score gets up, it makes them more fun to fight. When you first come in, you have a low gear score. It's like, man, these battles right here can be very, very trying, especially if you're on a team of, you know, if your gear score is low and you're on a team of people with low gear score, but they barely have, you know, enough black ice resistance. You'll see a lot of people going down. People starting over at campfires. You know, you yourself can go down if you're not careful. I think the first couple of times I went here, no, after the first time I did Kessel's Retreat, ever since then I wore a shield for a little bit till I got my gear up to the point, my defense up to the point where I felt comfortable without wearing a shield. So, alright, time to move on. And I like this little teleport device right here to touch the little snow crystal to get inside the big castle. I think that's a fresh idea. Anyway, we have the Guardians, Eckhart Kessel's Guardians 2 golem dudes that are immune to control effects, but they may be immune to control effects, but they're not immune to debuffs and damage over time effects, so it's always good to lay down ice field and use a time wave, knock them out, and try to pick up captain off the ground. Always pick up gold. On to the final boss. Yeah, sorry for the yawn there, ladies and gentlemen. The last 2 days I've been kind of rough, but I'm all right now. Just I'm kind of tired a little bit.
Kessel, I am the master.
And he's a master of crystal tears or whatever it is. But this guy is a good guy to fight. First thing first, you should always try to focus on those beholders because they cast gigantic AOE's. Like, I mean, they'll fill up the whole screen with AOE's. There's 2 of them, so you have to really, you know, make sure you're quick damage damage. They can overwhelm a team pretty quick. You have to watch your feet too, because those guys do not play. And they're hard at sons of guns too. It's a good thing we have a good Kessel or a good Red River fight on our team. Unbelievable. And that spike gets on 1,000 damage. It's like that, you know, that beholder must have like 100,000. You don't know how many hit points it has. It's crazy. But eventually, Eckhart Kessel's bodyguards go down, both the golems and the beholders. And once that happens, that's when everybody goes in on Eckhart Kessel himself. Make sure that everybody focuses on kicking his butt. And I like his attack. Those black orbs, they both stun you and silence you while taking health away. So those are pretty fresh. I like those. I like every boss that uses like the stun orbs or whatever, because instead of an AoE on the ground, like a red circle, it's more like it's an AoE still, but it's more of a visual, more of a physical AoE. You can see and dodge, you know, which is your regular skill. Like you don't need a special warning like the red area on the ground. So I think that's cool. I wish there was a way to convey more boss moves through real life or like, you know, physical action, whereas the other than the red targeting action. Like that black ice spike is tight too. Yeah, you see I kind of stunned, so I had to move out of the way. We're wailing away on him, but he's got a lot of health. You definitely don't want to get caught in the explosion of those ice golems when they die. That's a cheap move. I hate enemies that explode on death. It kind of sucks. They want us an irritating enemy. Here we go going to town. He's crazy for staying down. If I was in, I was like, oh crap, there's 5 heroes beating the crap out of me. I better fly away. Like I mean, you gotta know by now that you can't whip these guys. You know, I can see if he had killed 3 or 4 of us, and it was like one guy futilely like throwing stuff at him while trying to dodge his AoEs, and that'd be different. But when there's 5 heroes like wailing on you with awesome powers, I think it's about time to consider your option and consider, giving up. But he didn't do it and he killed him. Victory is super sweet. And now for the coup de grace and the main point of the video. When we get to this chest, which we'll let the stats go by real quick. We have, I'm not the strongest in power. I do lack a lot of power. But as long as I'm not at the bottom in damage or kills, I'm okay, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, bam, there we go. Corrupted Black Ice Ring. Which is the first piece of my Corrupted Ring collection. I've got the Purified, I have the Purified Cloak, Purified Belt, and Purified Ring. But with the Corrupted, I still need 2 more pieces. That's the Belt and the Cloak. So anyway, I'm your host, The Raven. Like, comment, subscribe. Get at me for more Neverwinter action. Thank you and have a good day.